Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. Whatever episode it is, 57, 58, whatever. I don't think anybody gives a shit about that. How is everybody? We appreciate that you're here. A few things coming up. November 21st, the Comedy Cave in Calgary. Your boy's birthday, November 22nd, we'll be doing another Danger Room out of the Comedy Cave down there in Calgary, Alberta. Last one was a fucking wow. Don't want to miss it. I'll say that. If you've seen the video on our YouTube channel, a little wrestling match went around, and I fucking had to go and flex the muscle and to show these guys what Papa's made of. Nah, I didn't get in no fucking fight. I wrestled with the guy a little bit. He tried grabbing a pool cue, and he wanted the big policeman, not the little policeman, is what he said. His words, not mine. Oh, man. What else do I have to promote? November 27th, Danger Cats Christmas Party in Provost, Alberta. That's right. We're heading back to Provost. There is, we're doing like a show working with the Kinsmen local to that area. So if you're out close to Provost, November 27th, be sure to check that out on our website, dangercatshop.com/tickets. Hey, all right, let's get into the episode. I was fucking giggling to myself last night. I get always hyped up and into these like drug documentaries. Why? I don't know. Probably because I enjoy most of the products that those gentlemen create, right? I look like I enjoy most of the products that these gentlemen create. I just get fascinated by it. You know what I mean? Like I was just fucking right into it. The process of getting cocaine to, us gentlemen up here, I don't use it anymore, but I just fucking, it blows my mind that there was, at one point in time, right? At one point in time, some poor little Colombian dude and his 13-year-old son are out there in the middle of the fucking Congos, for Christ's sakes, treading around in the jungle, stripping cocoa leaves off of these fucking plants, and then they turn it into and then they pass it off to the next guy, and then they pass it. By the time it gets here, the amount of hands it's crossed blows my mind, Like the chain of command, it's just a well-oiled machine, and I think nobody takes the time to step back and appreciate the work that these gents put in to make sure you can buck a few lines. It's unreal. You ungrateful bastards. I was one of those guys too, sitting around with my nose in the air being like, why is this dealer 45 minutes late? I ordered this bag and, I ordered it 45 minutes ago and this asshole's dragging his feet. What kind of fucking drug dealer are you? Get your shit together. And I was so ungrateful to not think of that 13-year-old boy that drug cocoa leaves for 4.5 goddamn miles in the middle of the fucking jungle, only to, take those to a tarped off little area that has a hydraulic press and 16 microwaves to dry the shit out, for fuck's sakes. The audacity of me. I can't believe it. Oh, such a shithead thing to do. And I sat there last night and I just thought to myself, Hack, look in the mirror. You got to be a little more grateful of what these people went through to make sure that you can have a good time. Blows me away. Blows me fucking away. Like, this poor little bugger. You know what this poor little bugger had to do? Know how much he made to do that? Like $3. $3 goddamn dollars. Try convincing your 13-year-old son to walk 9 miles. I can't remember the number I said before, but convince your 13-year-old to carry a sack of leaves that probably weigh about, I don't know, maybe a pound, 3 pounds. I don't think it was that heavy, but convince him to walk that far for $3 goddamn. He ain't doing it. That's the problem with North America. I'm going full right wing. Now, see, nobody wants to work, say. Nobody over here wants to work. It's kind of true, though, if you think about it. You know, we had a government handout, and this poor little bugger's making like $3 a day so that way his mom can eat. Half of you fucking degenerates out there, your last few dollars that you have, I highly doubt you'd use it to feed your mom. You'd be like, fuck, man, like, what the fuck? Why would I give you $3, mom? Like, fuck, can't you just go and buy your own Tims today? Like, fuck, I'm broke, man. Unreal. Fuck. It's crazy. And, like, there's two types of drug addicts, or I shouldn't say drug addicts. There's two types of drug users, you know? There's the, hey, we're going out this weekend. Grab a bag. Get some Molly. Get some ecstasy. Get some goddamn cocaine. Cocaine. I can't do a Colombian accent. Hey, cocaine. And we're going to have ourselves a little time. We're going on a stag. We're going to have a little fun with the fellas. Grab a bag, and we're going to knock a few brain cells out the back of our skulls through paper straws now. Isn't that something? You got to do coke through paper straws now. That's how some of you are contributing to the quoting. I say in quotations. I say this in quotations. Don't get fired up in the work truck. I'm not trying to get you all heated out there, for fuck's sakes. You know, I'm not trying to get you going this early in the goddamn morning. All right. But you got to do blow through. If you're doing blow through a paper straw, congratulations, man. You are the change that we needed. You know, no more plastic straws. We needed you. But that's your contribution to climate change is, all the, even though the generator's just pumping fucking carbon dioxide right in the middle of the jungle, but that's okay. The jungle sucks that shit up and makes the plants a little happier from what I remember in grade 9 science, right? Like, fuck, man. Go full Canadian on them. Like, that's what happens, right? You're out there. I roll coal because the fucking plants need it, right? Like, so don't think of it like when I'm out there just rolling coal out in the middle of the bush, right? Like, I'm pretty much helping the environment because, combustion in my diesel, right? Diesel. That shoots it out the tailpipe, and the trees kind of need carbon dioxide, right, to fucking survive. So, like, I'm pretty much helping out as best as I can by fucking matting it on a back road, buddy. Fuck. That's how climate change is going to happen. You know, you got to let the fellas get out there and just mat some diesels, buddy. Fuck. What did you think was going to happen? Like, we're just going to stop rolling coal? No. Ain't happening. Somewhere out there, there's a guy that uses that as a legitimate argument, and I like that guy. I do. I'm a big fan of that fella. I am a massive fan of that guy's shit. Oops. No, we're gonna switch accounts. Yeah, but anyways, what I was saying was there's two types of drug users. There's the weekend warriors, you know, a couple guys putting some Schneider up their nose, having a good time. It gets the fucking boots moving out on the dance floor. You don't, your inhibitions just leave your body. And that's the whole point, I think, of, crushing a few pints with the lads. Why is that not working? Probably. Holy shit. Give me a second. I'll get into this bit here in a second. Like, why can't he just fucking work? Fuck. Whatever. We won't, we'll worry about that later. Anyways, two types of drug users, right? There's the weekend warrior, and then there's like the nodding off, in a 7-Eleven parking lot from a opioid crisis that's taking over the fucking planet. I did not know it was that bad. You know, had a sneaky suspicion that it wasn't great, but I didn't know it was that bad, you know? I was asking myself, like, who would, I get like how you would like spiral out of control by, you know, going from like fentanyl or painkillers or, you know, OxyContin, I think it's called, OxyContin, whatever it is, some oxys, all the way to heroin. Like, that's a gateway. That's just a roadmap I can understand. But who the fuck comes out of the gate hot doing heroin? You know? That's one that I can't wrap who in their right mind, because remember, like, the D.A.R.E program, I'm aging myself again with what I'm talking about, but the D.A.R.E program was like this program when we were younger, officers, school resource officers, and they would come in and do presentations and talk to you about drugs and how you shouldn't do them, and it just made it cooler because you're like, cops are kind of fucking gay. I don't really want to listen to this guy. Look at him. He's a dweeb. It was always the dweebiest guys too, right? And then like in that time, because that was like, you know, 2000s, 2003, we'll call it. And in that era, gangster rap was really taking over. It's all over MTV, Much Music. You influenced the youth. You were like, oh, dude, sick. These guys fucking rule. They're way cooler than fucking Smoking Joe up there, old piggy fucking Paul with his stupid little badge shining. Usually, like, it was always like an overweight cop too, with like a shitty haircut. He's balding, and you like look and be like, this guy's like 0% cool. And then you go and watch a 50 Cent music video. He's got diamonds on, bitches around him. That guy had no bitches around him. You wonder why the D.A.R.E program failed, man? You should have shown like some wealthy billionaire that just like put his nose to the grind. And I don't mean like the coke that he did to fucking get to where he's at. I'm saying just like, hey, this guy, lie. Like Hulk Hogan was doing, hey, kids, take your vitamins. Remember when he was like, hey, kids, take your vitamins. That's how you get big and strong. Even though he's hitting the sauce, find somebody to lie. Don't bring the fucking cop in there. That guy's like not going to convince me to do anything revolving not having fun. Because that guy looks like he has zero fun, you know? Well, maybe you should go to a, you know, going to a school dance isn't really a lot of fun when you're a little buggered up. In fact, it's way better. It's way better stoned. Everything is better when you're high, you know? Or when you're drunk. So this guy up here trying to tell me, like, all of this stuff is 0% fun. Pop culture tells me otherwise, because 50 Cent has like honeys, dude. He's got like fly honeys, fat asses, big titties, shaking in music videos. He's popping Chris, you know? Old fucking Piggy Paul over there, old stunt cop. He's drinking piss. That's what he's doing. He's drinking fucking piss. I'm talking like cheap fucking bottom shelf beer. Ugh. You want to do that? Or do you want to be Dr. Cool? Exactly. The D.A.R.E program was meant to fail, and I'm glad it did. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, am I crazy for thinking that? Of course I'm not, because you're right there alongside me. Because when you have somebody who's just a knob trying to tell you, like, you should do this, would you listen to, like, there's a lot of Mormons that grew up in our town, right? And then instead of them like coming to our like the normal kids' school dances, they would do like their own shit, and they would have like RC colas without the caffeine in it. I don't think they were allowed caffeine for some reason. I don't know the rules of Mormonism. Not really gonna plan to learn them, but those parties, they would get like a fucking bouncy castle. In like drink pop and hang out, and like meanwhile we're going to like high school parties. I'm just being like a blast from the past today. I'm sorry, this is kind of gay, but yeah, just living in the past. Yeah, you ever think about the future? But I'm just saying, what would, you know, what's gonna fucking attract your attention? Do you want to go to a house party where there's like whores, right? There's whores trying to figure out their sexuality. There's drug use happening, like, which is sick. It was a lot of fun. You're smoking weed with your buds, hanging out. Or do you want to go to like bouncy castle land and like sip pop and like awkwardly sit in a corner and try and talk to girls about, I don't know, like Jesus? What does he do? Not really a fan of him. He was kind of a knob too. Time for a little ad read. Patreon.com/DangerCat69. If you sub to the Patreon, guess what? You'll get an extra episode, and the episode that you're listening to right now earlier than everybody else. How cool is that? That's sick, isn't it? And if you select the top tier, we will put your name in the credits at the end of the show, and you will be recognized as a Danger Dong Patreon producer of the show. That's right. You will be a producer of this podcast. How cool is that? Is that cool? Not really, but it's a gimmick that I'm using. And being honest about if I really, I don't know. It just fucking give me your money. DangerCatShop.com, where we have, oh, look at that. Right behind me, I have the MILF Slayer shirt. That's cool, isn't it? That's a nice shirt. Would you want to wear that? Of course you would. MILF Slayer. How funny is that? We're creative around here. What can I say? DangerCatShop.com. Use the code podcast69. Get 15% off your order today, November 21st. The Danger Room returns to Calgary, Alberta for my 31st birthday. That's right. Come hang with your boy. I'm bringing down some of my favorite comics from Edmonton. I'll be hosting the show, so definitely pop in and come say hi. Come sell you the full fucking boy's birthday. What do you say? Fuck yeah, eh? All right. Well, anyways, back to the episode. Can't really say I want to follow the Book of Mormon. That, like, I've never met anybody who's like cool as shit that really took all those words to heart that are in that little book that they hand out. Plus, like, dude, you want to go knocking on strangers' doors and convincing like what you're doing is cool? Like, that's they're like the religious version of the D.A.R.E program. I bet you the D.A.R.E program like looked at what they were doing and like, oh, we'll just like cut out knocking on all the doors and we'll just go right to the source, right? Talk to these kids. Where the Mormons took they're more of a like the long game approach, knocking on all the doors. Hey, have you heard the good word? No, I don't plan on it either. Can you imagine that? No wonder it failed. Fuck. I've heard like a hot take, and I know I'm trying to steal somebody's idea, but like, yeah, you should just bring like, I don't know where I heard it. I don't want to ruin, if it's somebody's joke or something, I hope I'm not ruining it, but I think somebody was going on a rant about like, if you want kids not to do drugs, bring like a fucking full blown out like crackhead and let them talk. Like, I'm talking like this guy's screaming at the sky because it's supposed to be purple and not blue, and the government's watching me everywhere I fucking go, you know? He thinks that birds are ran on batteries. That clouds are just like kind of it's like the resistance to the government because it like pops up and it blocks a little bit of the sunlight so that way, you know, the cameras don't see you and shit. I don't know. Fuck. That's who you should bring in. That guy's gonna make way more strides than some fucking loser being like, hey, look at me. I'm fucking cool. I'm hip. I'm hip to the cause, you know? You guys listen. You guys like Nickelback? You guys like fucking Saturday Night Is All Right? You know? That's a good track. You guys like that? And we're like, no, dude. Super gay. No. Not a huge Nickelback fan at that time, right? It was like cool to hate Nickelback, but you get older, and let's be honest, guys, Nickelback slaps. Creed is way better, but Nickelback still slaps. Like, you'll throw on a Nickelback song and rock the fuck out, and you're usually drunk or stoned when you're doing it. So again, D.A.R.E program failed. Fucking idiots. Should just let Daddy Long Dong do it over here. You know, Old Daddy Long Dong will fucking get in there, chop it up with all the kids. Yeah, just hey, that would be a good one. Send me in. I'll talk to the young bucks about life, and we'll see where it goes. You know, we'll see where it goes. See what happens. I'll give them everything they need to know about the forward steps of becoming a man. Oh, buddy. But yeah, like, how do you, who hops into the drug game, like the drug using game, and goes straight to like heroin, meth, or like crack, you know? Like, how do you just like, man, that's like you're skipping, crawling, and walking and going right to sprinting. That's a superhuman right there. Like, I don't got time to fuck around with all that pussy shit. I gotta really hit you want to see a swan dive off a cliff? You want to see a life hit rock bottom in rapid speeds? Check this out. I got a cool little magic trick up my sleeve, and it's got a rubber band attached to it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to shoot up some black tar, baby. And watch me run wild. I'm going to tear this fucking universe apart. I'm the new Big Bang Theory. I'm going to fucking punch the ground, and it's going to echo across fucking nations. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a real good mood. What else I got for you? Oh, yeah, that's... You know, like, I just don't, like, understand how you just go hot out the gate right into needles. Like, I'm terrified of needles. And I used to have to use diabetic needles to drain my ears from jiu-jitsu class, and it would, like, my gut was churning. I could not, like, just a syringe going into you just scares the shit out of me, and I can't shake it. Why? I don't know. I am not overly sure. I can get through it, like, you know, and you got to get an IV because you drank too much and you had too much fun, and apparently that's not good for your body because we're not designed to take copious amounts of alcohol in one night. Apparently that's not good. Nobody really told me that, you know, you shouldn't hit 6 gear at 6 p.m., but you learn the hard way. Not my problem that I like to have fun, you know? Sorry I was born this way. Maybe the D.A.R.E officer should have did a better job. That's all I'm saying. He should have came in and scared the shit out of us. I remember they brought in this dude one time, and he was like a gnarly cocaine dealer, and then he turned into a motivational speaker because that's what happens when you do a 15-year bid and you get out. I guess is like they were just like he had pictures of like him going like right to Colombia. This guy was a massive fucking deal, and like, dude, he was moving weight. I remember his like presentation and all. I think I was like one of the few guys that was like, this is fucking sick. This guy's awesome. All the other, like, the girls are all like looking and being like, this isn't very cool. Why are we here? And you're like, this guy's like fucking, dude, he's a narco, bro. Like, he's not just a fucking selling a gram, maybe 3 grams and an 8-ball here and there. No, this guy is moving shit. Sick. Rappers make songs about guys like this. Okay, that's what we're getting at. That's the difference between, you know, being a rapper and selling a line here and there, and you're making albums about it, and then you're the idiot that's down the fucking pipeline from this guy. That's how cool this guy is. He's like about a whole 5, maybe 6 tiers above you, and you're rapping about him. That's like, I remember this guy's like, I can't remember his name, but his story was wild, and he had like photos of him like holding AK-47s, and then like the classic in the joint photos, which were sick as fuck too. Because you're like, dude, I was like 13, 14, very fascinated with gang culture, so it was difficult for me to be like, oh, criminals are bad, because all the criminals that we were being told were bad, we're all being portrayed as like awesome dudes on like Much Music, MTV, all these documentaries. You know, you had like The Game, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, you know, like The Games of Blood. And then you'd go down that rabbit hole and watch a bunch of shit about the Bloods or gang documentaries. And you're like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And then you're like, you watch all those movies of like, what was it? Was it War Dogs? The one with Jonah Hill and who is it? Miles Teller. Remember that one where they're like selling guns and then they to the U.S. military and they were doing like the contracts with them or whatever the plot of the movie is, and then they have to go to like Jordan and run these fucking Berettas to this fucking camp, which is a wild story. What's going on here? You get a little loosey goosey. But yeah, like you watch that and you're like, that's way more badass than D.A.R.E boy up here. I'm not with it. You know, D.A.R.E boy can fucking pound sand. I'm gonna watch sick shit and like the sick guys doing sick shit. Fucking D.A.R.E boy. Oh, yeah. And you wonder why. I don't know. Maybe the internet has kind of changed that, though, because there's like a cultural shift that's happening, right? Like I see, you know, like the glorified culture of like gang violence and drug trafficking and all that isn't what it used to be. And it's sad, you know. Rap music isn't what it used to be. You know, every now and then, you know, something pops off for like the baby. He does some gangster shit, and then you're like, this guy's awesome. But not very often. You know, like there's too much empathy, way too much empathy. Too much sympathy, and then you want to like point guilt to like this Astro World shit. I find kind of funny is that like, oh, Travis Scott, you fucking gotta hold accountability. Well, if all you morons didn't treat artists and celebrities like demigods and didn't rush the stage and listen to everything that they fucking say, you probably would have all saved some lives. And I get it, a lot of morons out there, a lot of stupid people. A lot of dumb people. You're watching one right now, or possibly listening to one. You know, there's people out there that have believed words that have come out of my mouth. Listen, there was people that fake cop video where I was like pretending to do a press conference as a Calgary police officer, not really impersonating an officer, but I was just doing like a fake press conference about the two females that tried wrestling that kid to the ground. I think it was last year. And next thing you know, there's a bunch of old people on Facebook that believe that this was a real thing. So there's a lot of dumb fucking people out there. So am I at fault for that? For you believing it? Am I at fault? Or are you just a moron? So that's my thoughts on that shit, you know? Not that it means anything. Not that my opinion means jack shit, you know? Fucking. Who knows? Who knows, right, gents? In Mexico, a member of parliament removed all of his clothes in parliament during a debate. You were ashamed to see me naked, but you were not ashamed to see your people in the streets naked, barefooted, and desperate, jobless, and hungry after you have stolen all their money and wealth, he told parliament. That's a power move, man. That's a power move. I like this guy, you know? I like this. That's politics, baby. That's what you got to come in and do. I hate Canadian politics. It's just a bunch of nerds trying to win your opinion. It's the most pathetic popularity contest that you can possibly watch, right? It's a bunch of fucking nerds trying to win you over with a bunch of bullshit. That's all it is. Over and over and over again. And the facade of like who you vote for will matter in the end, you know? Like we all acted as if you voted conservative in the last election, like shit's gonna change. No, man, just the fucking color changes, you know? Just what they report on the news changes slightly, you know? I don't get why people get so amped up about it and like, oh, why aren't you talking about it? Fucking, cause it's no point. I just want to make fun of shit, you know? I just want to make fun of people. I want to make fun of the internet. I want to make fun of everything. Race, religion, gender. Just being an asshole. Just being a good old-fashioned asshole. Is it that hard? Is it that much to ask for? Is it that much to ask for? All right, here we go. First ever sponsor of the show, AV Vapes. All right, free same-day delivery within 2 hours for Edmonton and Calgary. Also, they have a recycling program, which you can bring all your empty pods, e-liquid bottles, coils, and all used vape products can come back. Our commitment to our communities is preventing youth usage via patron scam and ID verification. So yeah, if you aren't of age, no vaping, okay? You little fucking cucks. Nobody wants to see you out there tugging on a fucking vape while you're in high school. You should be listening to the D.A.R.E program like we talked about earlier. And get this, not only that, if you use the promo code HACK10 at AV Vapes, you can receive 10% off your order. Hey, how fun is that? Vaping. I love vaping. You love vaping. It's better than smelling like a dirty old ashtray. You know, you go into a garage and it just reeks like cigarettes and all you can think of is like, where the fuck am I? The homeless shelter? Nobody smokes cigarettes anymore. It's outdated. You're better than that. Hop on the vape. Plus, there's more nicotine in it. You don't got to sit there and fucking ask a guy for a lighter in a smoke pit. You can secretly sneak some hits off the vape while you piss in the bathroom at the bar, like a grown man should be doing, right? I understand that vaping took a little bit of a hit over the years. You know, it's not aesthetically pleasing as sucking back a dirty old cigarette in the smoke bin, but this is where we are at today. It's time to grow up, fellas. Use the code HACK10 at AV Vape. Well, let's get into the fan question. And where are we at here? Oh, goddamn. Holy shit. Fuck. Shit. Bitch. Let's get into it. Sorry, just pulling her up. Oh, shit. Where'd it go? Okay. All right. Another young buck here. It's kind of funny. I'm turning into like the redneck Dr. Phil and trying to give like life advice to these young bucks is hilarious. It's you know what? I appreciate it. I appreciate that somewhere my opinion matters to these young lads, you know, these young gentlemen. What would you do in this situation? And I'm able to like break down, I'm able to like put myself in your shoes. And I think that's a part of wisdom and aging. There's got to be some sort of ties to that of some way, shape, or form. But let's get into it. I'll quit my yapping. We'll get into a fan question, then we'll end on something else. You know, the weed show that it was at. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, Uncle Hack. I'm 19 and just met this girl the other night at a party. Hit things off, and the next day I hit her up because me and some of my buddies were going back to her college again for another night of partying, and she came out and we had a good time. Only problem is she already had 2 abortions, and her ex-boyfriend is obsessed with her and stalks her. Had to throw in the 2 smishmortions in there. Nice. Hey, you know what? She knows what's important, right? She's letting idiots come in her. Keeping the lights on down at the clinic. Good for her. He followed us around campus for a little while the second night while we were out, which was a bit concerning. Do I just try to ejaculate and evacuate on this bitch, or do I even bother wasting my time trying? Well, good question. I like this. First off, you know what? If we're ejaculating and evacuating, I assume that you're doing a little ejaculating, and she's going to be evacuating a baby out of that sniz. As far as the ex-boyfriend, I should say, sorry. You know what? I don't know what the ties are there or what happened in their relationship, so I can't really comment on that. But usually, she's either got the golden puss down there, right? Because why else would a guy be that crazy about a female to stalk them, you know? She's got something going on. And it might be worth you investigating that, right? She might have the golden sniz sitting down there, and she'll ride you like Seabiscuit into the sunset. So this little sassy thing that you got yourself tied up with, nice thing is, young man, say a little accident happened, right? Say you're a little hot on the gun. You got a finger trigger going on, or a hairline trigger, I should say. And you pop off a little early and you dump one in her dumpster. At least you know. That's a graveyard smash, you know? She's pulling that thing out. She ain't keeping on to that goddamn child, and you get out into the woodworks, you know? You're back on the freeway. You're back to living life in the fast lane. You don't got to worry about changing diapers at the age of 21, you know? You can live fast, die young, like you were intended to, young buddy. So you know what my advice here on this one is? I think you do it. I think you go all in. I think you throw a couple fastballs in there, see what happens, you know? You know she's a gamer. She's a gamer. She's been down that road before. You know, that's another good point right there is, the first one's always awkward, right? If you got to take a girl to the Schmishmortion clinic, it's a little awkward, especially the first one. Second one, it's a familiar place. You've been there. You know what the posters look like on the wall. You're getting a little more familiar of you know the process. You know, okay, yeah, I've been here before, got a couple done, whatever. No big deal. By the third one, she's a vet in the game. You know, she's calling the doctors by their first name. She's walking in, knows the paperwork, has everything lined up. It's not like an intimidating process to her already because, you know, when you first try something, right, or you have to do something, it's rather intimidating when you got to go through that alone. It's a bit scary, but now she's on her. If you're going to be her third one, what a cakewalk. You couldn't ask for a better stallion in your court, right, in the stable. The ex stalking, If he's that crazy, he would have did something already. He would have came at you, DM'd you, did something retarded to try and get your attention and try and prove a point of like how tough he is or what he might or may not do to you. So I wouldn't be overly worried about that gentleman. You know, I wouldn't lose any sleep by any means. I'm not saying go out of your way to create problems with this fine fella who was kind enough to pave the way to make you the third abortion, you know. If anything, you should almost be thankful for a guy like this. Oh, did I? Are we focused? What's going on here? There we go. Holy shit. Over here looking like an idiot. But I think that you got yourself a good thing going, young man. You got yourself a partner in crime. There's no commitment there by the sounds of it, because if I'll sift through this and look. She's only problem is she's already had 2 abortions, and her ex-boyfriend is obsessed with her and stalks her. Well, only one of those things is a problem, though. You're looking at it all wrong. You got to look at this a little bit different. See, that's the joy of being older, and you bring this problem to me, is I can look at it through the lens of a young man, and from my standpoint now as a 30-year-old. And like, let's be real, when you're a young guy, these things matter, because for some reason, when you're young, you love whores, but you don't want to be attached to one. You almost get embarrassed about the fact that, you fucked the town pump. But I'll tell you something there, big shot. When you get older, you don't care, okay? You don't give a shit. And you don't give a shit in a goddamn hurry. I'll tell you that right quick. There's moments in my life where I was embarrassed, right, to talk about maybe somebody I slept with who may or may not have been a whore, right? You get like, oh, dude, you should get checked out. You should get checked out, dude. And you're like, fuck. But as you get older, you're like, yeah, fuck it. I don't care. I probably got something right now. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about anything. But at 19, I totally understand where you're coming from there, young buck. Because there's a little bit of ego attached to yourself, right? You pride yourself on like, I only fuck skinny bitches with big titties or whatever it is. I don't know what you guys are into these days. I only fuck girls that have pronouns, dog. I don't know what you kids are doing. She has 11,000 followers on TikTok. I'm getting clout. I'm getting fucking clouded clout. It's so dumb. So I understand where you're coming from, young lad, but you got to think about this, okay? My grandpa told me one time, nobody asks you how the goals went in, just how many, all right? And you can take that with a grain of salt. Nobody's going to ever ask how did the goal go in, Nobody asks. What did the goal look like? Was the goal that you scored? Did it have chlamydia? Nobody asked that. Nobody gives a shit. So I think that you're just looking at this wrong, buddy. Get in there. Chop it up. Put some points. Get a good plus minus going again. Maybe you're going to slump. I don't know. It sounds like, what did he say? Did he say he broke up with his old lady? Oh, I'm 19, just met a girl at a party the other night, hit things off, and the next day I hit her up because me and some buddies were going back to her college again for another night of party, and she came out and we had a good time. There you go. You answered your own shit. You had a good time. Who gives a fuck? And before things, like, what are we? Before the what are we, don't let it get to that. Don't let it get to the what are we. Say out the gate what your intentions are. That's the problem with young guys. You always want to fucking say shit that everybody wants to hear, You'll just agree with people. You don't voice an opinion. You don't state what you want. And it sounds like you're having a good time hanging out with the buds. And I guarantee you, if you said, hey, look, this is what I want. This is how I'm trying to live. This is how I'm trying to be. I don't want a girlfriend. I don't want to show up here and take you out for dinner and do all this shit. If you're looking for somebody that wants We'll link up when we're both hammered, fuck the nines off one another, wake up, go for breakfast. I'll fucking slap you on the ass, tell you, have a great week, sailor, and we'll see you next Saturday because we're coming back to tear up your college one more time. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't think that you always have to tell everybody what they want to hear. Some people need to hear the shit that they don't want to hear so that way they can accept the fact that they're a fucking idiot, you know? Or it's you. Don't compromise anything, especially in your life, and waste time with people you don't want to be around. I've been in these situations many times where I put myself in a particular scenario where I'm like, I'm uncomfortable, I don't like this, but I just power through it because I'm like, I'll get over it. I'm also very mellow, so you can put me in any situation and I'll just kind of like, whatever, I don't really fucking care. But for the most part, when it comes to shit like this, though, big guy, you gotta fucking voice what you want, okay? And it can be a tough thing, especially if you're just like, you're getting new, you're finally getting laid. You realize like, oh, women are attracted to me. Holy shit. And like, I gotta fucking, oh boy, one likes me. Oh my God, what do I do? And cool it, relax, man. Everything's going to be all right. I say that you shouldn't fucking date anybody until you're 25. Get it all out of your system. Go party. Go hang out with your buddies. You know, you don't got to worry about this shit, companionship and all that. Go out, have fun. You're only young once. And I'll tell you what, when you hit my age, when you hit 30, that's when all your buds are married. They have children. They're occupied with other shit. They got to take the kids to hockey. You know, oh, we got to brunch with the old lady's family the next day. So I can't stay out past 11 because if I'm hungover for that, I'm going to never hear the fucking end of it. So I'm telling you right now, make some fucking memories. Go out, have fun. There's nothing wrong with it. There's zero wrong with it. And don't let anybody, if you're not being a full-blown shithead, you're not a fucking drug addict, or you're not strung out all the time, there's going to be some days where, you know, you're rolling into work on a Monday, still a little hungover because you absolutely dusted your system on a Friday, Saturday night, right? It's going to happen. That's all right. You're young. You're going to bounce back even quicker. Me, on the other hand, when I'm still doing that at the age of 30 and I'm running around acting like an asshole, ripped out of my mind, drunk as fuck, I've toned it down. It's a young man's game. I got to play the veteran game. I sip a few beers. I'll have like 1 or 2 shots. And if it gets away on me, then lights out. All right, we're grabbing gears, you know? I can't play every game like it's the fucking Super Bowl anymore, you know? I'm not in playoff hockey year round. I can't do that. I got to be a little smarter, you know? I'll dump the punk in, let the young guys go clean up, and I'll sit high slot and put them away all day, you know? That's what we do. That's what we do when you're older. You just got to know the game, you know? You got to understand the game you're playing. Even with you, with this little lass that you're going out there, buddy, you got to understand the game that you're playing. What's the end goal here? Are you really you found a good fuck buddy? So what? You know, oh, the bad thing is she's got 2 abortions. Wait till she's 30. She'll have 19. And I guarantee you, when you're 30, if she hit you up and had fucking dynamite puss on her, right? Oh, yeah. You would still go and hit it. Let's be real. Call a fucking spade, baby. That's what we do around here. If she hit you up and that was the best lay that you ever had, I guarantee you the fucking number of abortions doesn't even register. You look at that like it's like, oh, time on ice. Oh, whatever. Pun intended there. It's probably a little ice. You get where I'm going. But you know what I mean? Nobody looks at those are bullshit stats. Nobody gives a shit. It's same with like same with like notches. I like how everybody all of a sudden now cares about notches, you know? Oh, what's your kill count? How many bodies do you have? Who gives a shit? Everybody, she's got 30 bodies. Yeah, and you'd still hit it. Who cares? I could give a flying fuck how many people you fucked. You know? It's the things that you shouldn't be worried about, you're worried about. Do I try and ejaculate and evacuate on this bitch, or do I even bother wasting my time? Get in there. Muck it up. It's a road game, man. What are you doing? You got to get out there and get some road wins under your belt. Fuck. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Not a single bit wrong with that. You're a young guy. You got to make some mistakes. You got to get out there. You got to go offside a few times to figure out, like, oh, the pace of the game is a little different here, right? Oh, okay. Those stretch passes, I'm always just a fucking step ahead. And I'm going offside. I got to slow down a little bit. I got to see the play. I got to map this shit out. Okay, he's going to hit me here. I'll cross over, cross-ice dump. My buddy's going to come in. We're going to have a great night. You get my references here? I'm using sports to describe how, I guess, dating is for a young guy and for old guys, how we look at things. And I feel like you're able to relate the two if you're a hockey guy or a football guy, whatever you are. There's a way that you understand it because you got a dude brain. That's why we explain things in dude fashion on this show. Unreal. But I guarantee you, you got older cousins, right? You got older cousins. You probably got uncles, all that shit. I guarantee you, bring up what you said. Well, there's only 2 problems. She's got 2 abortions and her fucking ex-boyfriend. Well, first off, fuck her. Right? If you're trying to ejaculate and evacuate, get in there, big dog. Go sling some hog. And if problems start to arise with her ex, I guess you find out whether you're fucking and fighting or not. Simple as that. And when you get to my age, it's a story to tell. I got a few of those in my back pocket. I remember one time, I was a bit of a shithead when I was your age, my friend. I was a bit of a shithead. Okay, and I remember one time I went over to this girl's house, right? We don't got to get into the cringy details of having sex with women because nobody really, nobody likes sitting and hearing about that. It's just weird. It's cringy. And I don't need to be the weird guy. Yeah, I bent her over the bed and fucked her from behind. That's weird, right? It's really weird. But what I'm saying, and that's not the point of this story. The point of the story is afterwards, we hooked up. I'm leaving the house. Her crazy ex-boyfriend's outside. And with his dad, right? This guy's all hopped up on something like he's tough as fuck. And his dad pulls the car up to my driver's side so I can't get in the car. But at the time, I have a girlfriend. At this time. I'm fucking, dude, cheating. Whatever. What do you do? I'm a piece of shit. I know I am. I admit it. But the old man parks the car so I can't get out of the area. He's sitting there. He's got me blocked off. Why did that do that? That's not good. And then this guy proceeds to back the car up, and then he goes and pounds on the fucking door. I just said, like, dude, I just got laid. My fucking legs are rubber. I don't feel like fighting. I just had a good time. I just had a great time. I got no anger in my body whatsoever. It all left me. Dude. We're fucking living, dude. I'm about it. And, oh, shit. Let me get rid of this. Fucking, I'm real tired of that. But my point being is you're going to get yourself in situations and there's no point fighting at that point. You're banging his girl, his ex-girl. You're moving on. You're better than that. So yeah, what I'm saying, get in there. Have fun. Who gives a shit? You're young. You got to make mistakes. The only way you're going to find yourself and what you're made out of is making some goddamn mistakes. And you got to do it. And if this is a mistake, I guess you'll fucking learn. Or you're just going to, be an idiot for the rest of your life. But in the meantime, I say get in there, buddy. So what? If you're having fun, no harm, no foul. Okay? But it comes down to you being a truthful person. Don't be one of these fucking idiots like I was when I was younger and just fucking with people's heads, That's what I would do. I was just an idiot. I was oblivious to all the situations. I was never honest. I would, instead of just like being like, nah, this is what I'm interested in, I would fucking tell you anything you wanted to hear, and I'd just be a low-life scumbag about it. So what I'm telling you, big dog, is be better than me. I'm telling you to be honest and like just be upfront with this chick and tell her, listen, this is what I'm into. I'm not really into dating. I don't want to date anybody. Then the expectations have just lowered, and now you probably would have way more fun, because now that stage is like, it's a weird stage, because maybe she wants a boyfriend, you don't want a girlfriend, but you're still both having fun. So it's just like one's pulling, the other's pushing. It's a constant conversation of like, what are we? What are we? I know this is brand new. You just met the girl like what, 2 fucking weeks ago, but it could evolve. So I'm saying, nip it in the bud early. Tell her your expectations. Tell her, fuck, this is what I'm thinking. This is where I'm at being a young man. I'm out here having fun. I don't want to take away from my fun. I'm really having a good time hanging out with my buds and doing fucking sick guy shit. You know? That's all. That's it. That's all, doggy. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing fucking wrong with that, with being an honest person. And I hope you get out there and you sling some hog, sow some wild oats, as my grandma always said. That she said, you got to get that shit out of your system. And she was right. God rest her fucking soul, first off. And secondly, she was right. She was right. Because once you get older and you've done the fucking around and you're having fun and you're doing all this wild shit, living life in the fast lane, you want to throw her in third gear and cruise and see the sunset. You want to see the mountains. You want to see the scope of the land, right? But sometimes when you're younger, man, you want to be in sixth gear and you want to feel the wind be fucking blowing through your hair. And that's how you should fucking do it, in my opinion. Because then once you get, 26, 27, you start looking. You're like, I don't mind the land here. Get out there, experience life as much as you possibly can, and see what you're made of. See what you're made of. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that whatsoever, my dude. And I hope that helps you. I hope it gets you over the hump that you're in. And Redneck Dr. Phil is always here for you. Uncle Hack. I may not be the smartest man, but God damn it, I like to think that I'm the most honest. Old Honest Abe over here, an open book. I'll always tell you everything that I've been through. And me looking back on myself and like how much I've changed over the years. Yeah, like my cocaine period, as I'm rubbing my nose, my cocaine period taught me a lot about myself, because I had to hit rock bottom and dig myself out of that situation. So, that's a difficult one. That's a difficult one to fucking power through. And really kind of find yourself in the moment and still having to do this. So you can go back 2 years and watch some of those episodes. I'm a very unhappy man. I'm a very ungrateful man. I was very depressed, if I'm being honest. There's only one way. I was depressed. A lot of bad things were happening to me in those times. I've now come to this place where I have an appreciation for something. My goals are set, and it's much better. It's much better. So you know what, young man, you're gonna need to go through those stages of life where you're at today, and find out who you truly are by going out and slaying some random ass and seeing how it plays out. You'll find out a lot about yourself, because if you're worried about your ego getting fucking tarnished because you took a round out of the town pump, you got bigger things to worry about in the future, my friend. I'll tell you that right now. There's way bigger things that you'll be worrying about in the future, and this will not be one of them. In fact, you'll start to appreciate women like that much more as you get older. Trust me, I know. That is one of the things that I can confidently sit here and say that I know. I know a lot about. You'll get there. I believe in you. Okay? I believe in you. Oh, boy. What else? The weed show. I hope that answers your question, by the way. The weed show. This was something. What a sick venue. Okay, so I did this show on the weekend. I don't know if anybody's a pot smoker here that listens to this. I'd imagine there's a few of you out there that don't mind blazing a good old joint. And I got invited to be on this show. It's a secret show, right? And the venue is unreal. Couches everywhere. There's a nice stage, and you can smoke weed inside the venue. It's just a privately owned place that has a stage in it, and dudes throw shows there from time to time. I got to hop on her, right? That's the first time I did a set stoned. I'm not the most. Oh, sorry. I'm getting distracted by my phone. I'll go like this, and then I'm getting notifications in the top here. But I'm not the biggest stoner on the planet, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to get out there and be a stoner boy, right? And being high in public is just too much for me. I'm not that good at it, man. I can't talk, I can't speak. I get not even paranoid. I just I'm thinking about way too much other shit than a conversation. I'm getting better at it. I'll try it every now and then just to see how I conduct myself and how much fun it is, because I don't know, that shit's kind of funny when somebody's just rocked out of their tree and they're out there trying to have a conversation with you and how stoned they are. It's so funny to me. But yeah, I did comedy baked out of my tree. No, by default, there was so much smoke in that bitch that you didn't have a choice. You just reek like dope as soon as you leave there. It was hilarious. One guy got lost by it. And I'm not going to out him because you know what? That's not what I'm about. But yeah, one guy, the weed got a hold of him, man, and drug him right in there. And it's hilarious. The host of the show, Willie Hannigan, Big Willie, baby. He even mentioned, he's like, yeah, dude, fucking every show, they grab somebody and just tears him down to the pits of hell, and then you got to sit there and bomb for 5 minutes, scorched out of your skull, which is hilarious. It's so funny to fucking sit there and have to do such a thing, right? It makes it more fun, makes the show more fun, you know. Stoners are more forgiving rather than booze bags, right? If you're liquored, you're usually, you know, you're sixth gear, right? You're in sixth gear. If you're stoned, you're checking out the scope of the land. You're okay with it. Hey, it's okay, man. Stoners are awesome to be around. You can't hate them. Like, you just can't hate them. They may annoy you because you're like, fuck, I wish I was like that. I wish I could just knock off the edge, but you're not like that, right?